Hello, my name is Sally Pinto, and I'm the Program Director for the Yonkers NORC, Neighborhood Naturally Occurring Retirement Community. We serve seniors 60 plus in Northeast Yonkers. We are under the auspices of WJCS and the Yonkers Office for the Aging. We also have a resource specialist and a nurse on staff. We conduct virtual programming in partnership with the Yonkers Public Library on a daily basis. Enjoy the program.
So much again. I love it. I look forward to every week now coming back here. And this week we're going to do kind of a good scene, appropriate scene, a beach scene, which will be kind of fun. Last time we did things under the water a little bit, and now we're going to do above water. Maybe some kids playing, maybe the adults there, maybe backgammon, what do they call it? Playing ball or whatever. And we'll have a good time. Show a wave in the distance. It'll be kind of nice. It'll be great. So what we're going to do is, I just want to show you. I have a regular pencil and an eraser on the end of it, and I have my drawing surface here. Now I'm going to switch over my camera to my drawing surface so you can see what we'll do. Okay, and I'll make it easier for everybody. There you go. There we are. And hope that's good and bright for you. What I thought is, I love these scenes of the ocean and these little ocean waves are beautiful. I love these that are just the way they are here, I guess. But we're going to actually change them a little bit, make them more towards our area, because then we don't have real palm trees and stuff like that. But let's have some fun with this, okay? All right. So first things first, what we want to do is we want to decide where our horizon line will be. And that will show you the distance, the area between the sky and the land or the water, okay? So I want a lot of room here, down here. So I'm going to actually give myself very little sky. I'm going to bring a line across. So, right, like that. And don't worry about perfection. We're not into perfection, okay? So never worry about that too. This is another type of beach scene too, where you have people just sitting at the beach and they have the umbrella, which is a little line drawing there, good. And we'll have a nice combination of those too. Yeah. So make sure that as we got it, it's pretty even. All right, pretty even. Doesn't slant too much. You don't want to do that. All your water will spill out the end here. Let's put a cloud in here. Okay. So I'm going to start with the bigger clouds on the top. Now we do a cloud. I'm going to make little U shapes, little tight U shapes like that. And you can see that. Little tight U shapes. Yeah. You can make them little W's or little tight U shapes. It doesn't matter. Or you can make make the actual clouds the way you like to make them. That's another thing. That's the wonderful part about it. I like the big ones at the top because it shows that they're the closest ones. They're right above our heads, right? Then there's the middle clouds, which are middle size. And what I'm going to do is make a couple of middle clouds here. Here. And maybe one that touches. It's called an overlapping cloud, see? And these all add to the design of your drawing, which is what you want. Okay, so what I thought what we do is we have a couple of kids playing ball in the foreground here in the sand, and then we'll have in the background a little bit, we'll have an umbrella maybe and some stuff going on also back here, right? So let's do this. Let's put in, you guys are familiar with a backgammon, right? Backgammon is a great game to play at the beach. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a pole that will hold the net. But we're going to do it in 3D. That's the important part here. can really make this in 2D, but 3D is always more interesting. And height, well, I'm going to leave some space down here. So do a medium-sized height. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it out to here like that. See there? Not really far, maybe 3 inches. And I got to make this pole here hold up the other side. But because it's far away, I have to make sure that I don't do it the same height. It's got to be shorter because it's farther away, right? That'll do. There you go. You see how it's not straight, it's tilted a little bit, right? It's tilted. So that's where you're gonna everybody's gonna say, wow, you did that in 3D. That's good. That's fun. This could be volleyball too. We'll make it a volleyball net. Doesn't matter. You know, you remember that we use shapes to create almost everything, right? And we talked about in the past, circle, square, triangle, cylinder. We can see we use a lot of rectangles here so far. Now we're going to start getting into cylinders now because we're going to do people. We'll do some people. All right. Now to do the net, we're going to do a thing called cross hatching. That means we're going to draw lines in one direction and then go the opposite way. And we're going to make little squares. Like little squares. I'll show you each way. If you've done this before, no problem. See, that's one way. And the other way is this. And you have little boxes. See? Little boxes. Not bad. All right. Now to draw a human being is not hard. It's a couple of shapes, and we got to give them in the right pose, though, right? So we'll do the 2 players, and I'll show you what pose to do. All right. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put one person's head there, right? I'm kind of measuring it based on what I know, how high they would be. You know, if they're children, they would be a little smaller, right? And neck would be the cylinder. And of course, we would have a rectangle for the torso. That's from the throat down to belly button. Okay. Roughly speaking. Now we have to put them in action poses. So we're going to use a cylinder here to make the shoulder, or not to make the shoulder, but use the cylinder to make the arm. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring out the lower arm first and then the upper arm. Mm-hmm. So this will be the shoulder right here. So you can use a circle there, and to represent the joint, the elbow joint, you can use another circle if you want, but you can erase those later. And here, he's gonna be serving. So we're gonna have him. Now you roughly want them the same size arm, all right? You don't want to have one arm larger than the other because he'll look strange. You don't want him to look strange. People will laugh at him on the beach. So you can use your pencil to measure. to make sure they're roughly the same, even with the bend in it. Okay. And what I'm going to do is a volleyball. There's a volleyball right there. See? He's going to hold on. He's just about to smack the volleyball like so. Hey, by the way, has anyone seen the new Minions movie out? Anyone like it? If you did, let me know. All right. The ball, head, that's kind of more of a circle, oval for the head, which is in the family of circle. That's okay. And he's getting ready to hit that ball. See? Notice where the arm position is here. This is how you get to know your body. If you draw the body a lot, you get to really know it. And it's really the difficult thing to draw, to get to know how to do the body in different positions to make them look good, make it look good. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put his bathing suit on. Now, if this gender is a girl, well, you can give her a girl bathing suit. You can give her short, long hair, whatever you want, whatever. It's up to you, okay? It's up to you. And just like that. I'm going to have this person jumping. So what I'm going to do is that's the thigh, not the whole leg. It would look really short if that was the whole leg, right? I'm going to show you in two parts, just like we did the arm, right? The upper leg and the lower leg. Yeah. And I'll put the circle where the knee is. You see that? It's kind of a cool action pose. Most people won't draw it this way just to play it safe because it's a little more difficult to do. But with me here with you, hopefully you'll be able to do it. I know you can do it. There we go. He's jumping up. He's going to clobber that ball. I'm going to bring this piece down a little further. And then there we are. Give me a close-up look. There you go. I'm just going to clean up inside the arm here because I have a lot of things I don't want. I can do this later, but I don't want to forget this on you so that you leave it in. So we'll get to it now. And I'm just going to clean up any of the lines inside. Circles. This is why it's also good to use light pressure when you're first drawing. It's called more a sketch then. And then you can darken it in when you like it and you know you're not going to make any more corrections at all. Maybe this is a boy for me, and maybe he's going to worry about getting sunburned, so he has a little bit of a shirt on. He kept a shirt on here, and we'll design on there. And let's see him. Oh, he really wants to hit that ball hard, so we're going to make an expression. I shouldn't make it too harsh because I think the other child will run away. Here we are. And yeah, here we are. You see how easy to do the face. The face doesn't have to be complicated. It's just a few lines and shading. I usually use shading for the tip of the nose and then just a line for the mouth. And then I do cartoon eyes on this. But if you were doing a real person, you'd want to do more realistic eyes, like our eyes. Okay. You'll notice that the poles, what I did is I created creases in the sand, from the movement of the poles when the net gets hit, and then you see movement and it, it, it adds up on one side and goes over. So you just add those, so it makes it look a little less static, and it's just going into an opening there. Okay. All right. Now his opponent, I'm going to put on the other side over here. And again, what do I have to do now? I have to remember there's a distance, isn't there? Right? If I was to do two players the same size opposite each other, well, then I already have one done, and I can just pretty much draw it again here. But I want to challenge myself. What I want to do is I want to draw a person like that, about that age, but way over here. So I got to make them a little bit smaller, a little bit smaller. Okay. And we're going to be waiting. You're going to wait. Now, your imagination, once you learn how to draw the body in these shapes, your imagination will just take off on you. You'll be able to draw people. I used to have my brother pose for me a lot, which helped a lot. Cost me a fortune in candy, though. But I used to have him pose or holding the ball, throwing the ball like that, things like that. Getting on his bicycle, which was really good. And to show that his opponent is ready, I'm going to have her with her arms in a ready position here. That's okay. Okay. Remember, this mistake a lot of people make is they make the arms too far down the chest to the neck. Okay. Look at your shoulders. When you look in a mirror, look at your shoulders. Look where your shoulder is compared to your neck. It's right next to your neck. So you don't want to go too far down. And so I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a girl. And she's challenging. I'm saying, you couldn't hit the side of a barn. To make the palm of the hand, I use a circle. I use a circle. And this is fun here. She's, I'm going to give you a design here. Now think about this. The folded leg here. Watch this, folded leg. See the folded leg? That top piece, remember, is the upper leg, the thigh. and the lower part is the shin. And then, of course, you have your foot. So a lot of volleyball players, what they do is they contract their leg muscles. They get down when they're getting served because they know they want to get up, go up and get up that meet that ball. So they spring up as soon as the ball gets hit. That's what we'll have her here. Right. Now that shape that I made for the leg is going to be duplicated right next to it. See? See how it looks like it's duplicated right there? Yeah. She's ready to fly up in that up on the top of that net and grab that ball. Right. Now give her a smile. There we are. She's ready. Okay. Now, one of the important tools we have as artists is light. And we have to show people by using light and the opposite of it, shadow, how things are positioned properly in the picture. All right. Now you notice that this child is off the ground. Now, if we have the sun right above, get the sun. See? The sun right above, shining down. I'm going to create a shadow on the ground just below the boy. But on the girl, the shadow is going to touch the girl. See? She has not left the ground yet. She's still on the ground. He has. So he's not. And then I take my finger, nothing on my finger other than my fingerprint, and I soften. Soften. Now this net is very flimsy, so you might see a little bit of a shadow on the surface of the sand there too, right? You put designs on the ball, you know. That. Always strive to make it your own. That is, whenever you're copying someone's work or a picture from a photo or magazine or something, try to make sure you put a little bit of yourself in it that is not in the picture already. Try to add something, like another piece of something. If it only has 3 trees and 4 trees, add a 5th tree. Now the sketching idea, remember I passed on earlier, is very important. I try to relate that every time we do a drawing because you don't want to see your mistakes all at the end of the drawing. What you want to do is you want to be able to see nice clear picture. So by pressing lightly in the beginning stages, you get all your pieces done and then you know exactly where everything goes. And then you can go back and darken it in. It makes it so much easier. Now they're just going to be out here alone. They're going to have some friends over here or whoever. And I think what we'll do, way in the distance, not too far. I'm going to create a shape like that, okay? It looks like a really weird H, or one of those old field goal posts from the football days using in the 50s and the 60s, like that, see? I'm going to show you how to make a nice little wave. So we not only have something going on here, we'll have something going on here, over here, and maybe we'll have something over here too. You know, kind of nice. All our areas will be covered. So when you go to the beach, you know how much stuff you bring, right? You never, you're always worrying about encroaching on your neighbor. You have too much stuff. You got your blankets and coolers and food and everything else. Now, this is the wave, right? This is gonna be the wave. Now watch how I do this. You see the shape that I use for the cloud up here? I'm gonna make that to make it look like the edge of the foam. Watch. Very simple. See how simple that is? Yeah. Now it's far away, obviously, because obviously they don't want to having to keep put the poles up because the wet sand will knock the poles down all the time. So I kept the ocean a little far away there, right there. And this is the wave. This is the one that crashes you when you're on your boogie board and you don't see it. It comes hitting you, bang, right? When I went with my sons to the beach, I always have that problem. Yeah. My son always would warn me at the last minute. I should say, no, that's too kind. The last second, and crash. Suddenly I'm at the bottom of the ocean. Okay. Now, to show where the wave wall is, see, there's the wave right there. Mhm. And this will go down, fade away. And I'm going to make the actual shore right about here. It'll be a fuzzy little line going back up there. Like so. So this graphic novel this month is very good. Oceans of Possibilities. I was at the World Library the other day, and I was looking through some of the amazing, beautiful artwork in it too. There we are. Now, of course, we can leave that to be. We can put color on that. We'll put all color on this in the sky and all that. Here, like so. Now we could put something here, back here. We could put an umbrella here, maybe. A little, no, not too big because it'll be far away, right? We could put something here too. Maybe a place where they're just resting temporarily, put their towels over so they can go back into the water real quick. If you have any questions, let me know, okay? Let me know. All right. So let's do that. Let's put we'll put a towel here. And you notice I put it at an angle, right? I didn't make a big box. I just didn't make a big rectangle because that would make it look like it was standing on end. We don't want to lay it flat. So it lays part of the sand. These lines go back into the distance. Right? You learn about that. If you're young, you may learn about that in your art when you're especially in high school, called 1-point perspective. It goes all the way into the distance, right? And the other child might have one too, so we'll put one right there. Yeah, they're just having some fun. Now this is good. This will be far away, but I won't put an umbrella here because an umbrella would block everything that we would do. I don't want to do that. So let's go back here. We'll try to fit in as much as we can. Maybe over here. Maybe it could be their parents. I'm going to represent a pole there that will represent where the umbrella will be. See? The umbrella will be. Make that a little lighter. When you work with a sketching easel, there's so many variations because of the wobbliness of it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make an umbrella like that. Can you see that? All right. Notice those little pointy areas of the umbrella. There's two sets of them. One is above, and there's one just below, so that you can see inside the umbrella, so underneath. I notice my horizon line goes through my umbrella, so I don't want that. So I'll just take what I have, all right, like this. I just erase that. Okay. It's a day at the beach. All right. Now back here could be where their parents are or friends or relatives. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a silhouette shape. Maybe some people just resting by. Now study this carefully, okay? I'm going to put this up for a little bit so you see it carefully. Okay, I'm trying to get this out of the way. See that? Now that looks like a person who's sitting down, got their legs crunched up, and their arm is holding their legs in. Right? Now, because of the distance involved, she looks so big, right? That's because she's closer to us. This person could be an adult because they're very far away. Now, maybe they're talking here. So what we'll do is we'll try to. Oops. Remember, we do the head, and then we do the torso. Make sure to clean your erasers too, by the way. Very important. Dirty erasers lead to dirty paper. So there we are. There's another person. This time I have the person standing. See, they're standing. When you start doing enough of these, you'll really become automatic. Then you'll be able to draw people very quickly. In other words, you'll be able to draw their posture, and then you can fill in the details later. Most people don't stand still for you to draw them. That's why you got to get the posture correct and the size. You know. Now, of course, there's going to be some shadow, not deep dark shadow because it's far away. Right there. And then underneath the umbrella. So. You see what we have is we have quite a busy scene, don't we? You know? But what we have is we have some depth to the scene, which is nice. Very far away to very close up. At the bottom. This is our close-up spot. Very far away right there. You can put a boat in back there too, a little boat. Remember, it's very far away, so you wouldn't want to make a big boat. Because if it came to shore, could you imagine how big it would be? It would be gigantic. And here we are. Now, if you want to add something to this, of course, I always encourage you, use your own creativity. All right. Very important to do that. Try to draw it again, maybe next week, or try to add some different things to it. Maybe they're digging a hole or something, or maybe they're making sandcastles. And what position would they be in to make a sandcastle? You know? And that's where a mirror comes in. If you have a mirror, you can look at yourself. What position? Where's my arm? Where's my hand? You know, like that. If you want to make the wave look even better, instead of these straight lines going across, what you can do is soften those lines and just make a little bit of a foamy look along the edge there, like that. Like so. Say, for instance, if I was to draw a huge ship in the distance, big boat, that's how small it would be. Now, what I'd like you to do is take some time now and let's pick out some colors so we can color some of our work. We have a little time left to color work. If you want to show me your work beforehand, that's great. Or if you have any questions, now is the time I'd like you to ask them so that maybe I can help you draw a little better in the future. All right. Um, so I'm going to use my Crayola pencils, and I'm going to first do my sun, which is always a beautiful yellow. Gives a nice warmth to the scene, like so. You can see underneath there, I got the sun going there. I think I'm going to make my bathing suit on the child orange. Now this is totally up to you. Totally up to you. I like the Crayola brand. Really works well. I'll use red for the girls' suit. Mhm. Now, my ocean, you're going to notice that I'm just going to do the crasher part, not the foam. See, I did the crasher part in blue. That's what you want. Now mine is, I think, a 24 pack. Crayola has 48, and I think they have it even higher. And they have variations of a lot of colors. So if you go for that way, you can pick out the exact color that you want for your whatever you're doing, your sand or whatever the case may be. Now to show you what I'll use for the ocean, this is my ultramarine blue. There we are. Do you notice that when I'm drawing the coloring of the water, that I color it the same the way it's laying flat? I don't do this because if you look at it, then it'll look like the water's going down. Whatever's laying flat, you want it to remain flat, right? So all I'm doing is going straight across, like so. Here we are. So now you can see the difference, right? Between what you have where the sand is. This will be the dark sand where the water gets, the sand gets all wet right in here. Right here. If you have a really super soft light blue, like this, the Crayola calls this sky blue. This is really nice. That's great for your sky. I can't wait to see some of your work. And don't be upset. You know, remember what you're going to be doing here, right? You're learning, you're practicing. Every time you put the pencil on the paper to draw, you're practicing. You're practicing. That's what you want. It's like the same thing with ELA or math. Could you imagine if you didn't practice doing that? You'd never get to know it. You would never know how to do mathematical problems if you didn't practice doing them. The same thing with art. Although from what I hear, it's a little bit more fun. But yeah. Now it's difficult for you to see in camera, but this I would probably go over a couple more times to make it very dark, very deep and blue, right? Here I would go maybe once, maybe twice. But the lighter blue is harder to see for some reason on camera. Bring it up closer. You see it now? Yeah. Depends on the angle. But there's quite a difference. Putting your color on with color pencils can be, a type of situation where you can take your time, right? Now you see how it's built up now. See, I built it up to another layer. See, now my first layer was this. Now look how dark it's getting. You can start seeing the contrasting blue up here. Now, the idea is obviously to color all your drawing. But remember, if you have stars in this picture, that is not real stars in the sky, but stars that you're headlining here by doing them in the front. You want to pay special attention to them first before you do anything in the background, right? You want people to focus in right on them. So you see all the details of everything. Yeah. Yeah. In this case, albeit there's not a lot to cover because we have a net, we have poles, you know. The bathing suits are the brightest and the towels, and of course the sand. You know. Then of course you can get over here. Maybe this is mom and pop over here. You never know. And then you can get to them and put the color in. But I would never have it so that they compete for attention, all right? You want to make sure that these are the brightest ones that stand out. Yeah. And those are the ones that really people will stop and see, wow, they look good. As I always, I was just saying that I'll take a lighter brown. This is a light brown, same color. And what I'm going to do is just color lightly, very thin color of brown on my coals. Wow, look at that. Now, sand is very different. Comes in a variety of ochres and colors. You can actually have a little bit of color in here. Hmm. This is sand. I'm using a kind of an ochre orange color. Yeah. And remember I was saying he didn't want to get sunburned, so he decided to put his shirt on. Okay. So I think what's time now is let's make sure that we put our name down here. I put Mike, and you can put the date, which is July 28th, 2022. And I always put that down there. You can put it on either corner, doesn't matter. Just so that you can see it properly. Yeah. A nice little scene, outdoor scene there.
Hi, everyone. This is Z from Yonkers Public Library. Thanks so much to Sally Pinto and Alexis from Newark. Thank you to our community partners, WJCS, the City of Yonkers Office for the Aging, Friends of Crestwood Library, and Yonkers Public Library for making this phenomenal partnership. And we thank each and every one of you for being part of our wellness community. Be well, stay well.